Hello everybody, yes, we are back on the drive again. I think it was Crosshatch who sent me this. It was one of the comments on the channel, and basically a reputable news channel has put this out as Chris Watts putting the can in the car. I mean, you can already see it from here if you really look. Just go back and play that again. I just can't believe that a news channel would put this out, would allow this, or wouldn't say something. All of us, with our little home computers, our little programs, are looking at this. There's a company, a big company, with loads of software and computers and people putting this out on their news. As Chris Watts putting the can in the car. It's just such a disservice to the Watts family, you know, to anybody who didn't want us to see any of this. I mean, first of all, look at the way that they got in. This is really slowed down, but he's just sort of fuzzing across the screen. None of it's you know, it's almost as if he's been put on top, to be honest. You know, it's not real. I know that there's this thing with the cam of the neighbours and it loops and all that, but the way that he darts in and darts off, it's almost as if he's ghostly and he isn't really there and he's been layered on the top. So I just wanted to say that then. It is in slow motion, but you can go back and watch the bit or find your own bit with the can and the car. But it's not a can. Do you see that, the way he held that as he came in? This is not a can. It's viewers' discretion right now. It's one of the children, or it's Shanann. I can't tell you whether they were alive or not here, because you've just got basically seconds that's been doctored and you're just getting a clip of it, you know. It's like maybe a few frames that you're getting with it on there. So I can't say whether he's putting them in there because they're running around and he's doing something, or whether that poor little thing is... Anyway, but you know, slowing it down and doing this, you can see that that looks like a child to me. Or Shanann. Now, I'm not putting out anything extra or different. This is on a news channel, okay? This footage comes from a news channel, so thousands and thousands of people have watched this. So I'm not putting out anything new. I've just studied it, slowed it down, just changed the colours a bit, blown it up, and studied it, and I mean, just taking it. I mean, does that look like a can to you? And I mean, also, do you see this sort of person, like a Lego boy, facing this way, turns up in sort of an orange jumpsuit thing, in sort of partly in front of what he's putting into his truck. He's almost ghostly and see-through anyway, but I mean, for the respect of the Watts family, why has this been allowed to be put out then? You know, why is this out? I mean, doesn't... Anyway, maybe it isn't, but that's definitely not a red can, is it? What does everybody think that that looks like? And I mean, there you can see the shadows, to be honest, of him carrying. And if you actually look around at the trees or around, you can see that the light changes a bit when he's moving. That is an object. He's moving and it changes the light there. And definitely on the truck, a shadow appears. But I mean, he's doing this in the open. He's out in the public with that child. It's not daylight, remember, I've already done one, twilight. In twilight, he's out there. He's just done these horrific things. See, you can see it's not a can, he's carrying something. So he's not holding a can, he's carrying, it's under his arm. And he's done this in public. He's out in the public doing this. Maybe he was just so self-obsessed with himself and what was going on. Nothing else really mattered. I just don't know. I think, you know, you can call it a crime when you, you know, a passion crime when you accidentally maybe, but, you know, when you've done 3 and it's your family and one of those people was also pregnant and was your wife, you know, I can't see that it's by accident in that sense. You know, you would stop, surely. I don't think that I still think he was being very pushed by everybody. He's got his mum having a go in. You've got Shanann basically giving him ultimatums because she's had enough now and she's pregnant and feels very let down. And then you've got the girlfriend trying to move him into his flat. Everybody's pushing and this man snapped. But I mean, his own family, his children. I mean, it is the messages that I'm getting. It's just heartbreaking. But you can see all the layers on there. You can see the whole thing. But why show us this? Why show us this at all if everybody is supposed to respect the Watts family? I mean, it may not be what we think it is. It may be something completely different. But what does everybody think? I mean, this man had no respect, does he, really? Absolutely no respect whatsoever. See, there's the shadows. See, the shadows on the truck. But then this Lego boy turns up. What are they trying to tell us? What are they trying to show us? I thought they were supposed to be masking this out. Why isn't there one big blob in front of it just to mask the whole thing out so we don't see anything? Why are they showing us this? This whole thing is just so weird. All the footage of the drive cannot be trusted. None of it. The double looping, everybody thinking that, you know, someone else was there, but you know, there's something else I'm going to show you after saying that. But you know, that looks like it's all Chris Watts, loop. None of it's going to match up. It's got shadows in it. It's got figures like from horror movies. Look, and the shadow, and you know, and then suddenly a face appears, another face appears, and there's all these other things going on. Why give us that when none of that's the real truth? It's all just, you know, faked. I mean, what is that? I mean, literally, I've got a couple of seconds to play with, so it basically is slowing it right down. It's literally not much to play with, really. You know, I don't have the equipment. I'm not an editor. You know, I'm just little old me here. But I mean, now we've got that in there, and the little figure, the little person, or the little girl, whatever you want to call it, because it's not a red can, is just before this. So they are also in the picture at the same time as this. And that thing there is actually the other side of the van. It's actually on the other side. So if Chris Watts is this side, and that, what is that on the other side of the van? Who is that on the other side of the van? Now we've got like a Knight of the Round Table. So we've got Lego Boy here, and there's a Knight of the Round Table standing on the other side of the car. So if Chris Watts is here, which you can see, and you know that he's whatever he's doing here, who is that on the other side of the van? What is that on the other side of the van? It is the other side. You can see that they've layered the red thing on top. The red thing is on top of the Knight of the Round Table thing. You know, he just needs a jousting rod. Why leave that? Why put that in there? Why not just clearly mask the thing out so we can't see it? And I mean, it's moving in sync with Chris Watts, but it's not Chris Watts. It slightly moves out of kilter, but in sync with him at the same time almost. So what is that? So you've got news companies putting this out, not questioning it, not saying, hey, I don't think we can give this to the public because, you know, we can see one of the children in it. Imagine the equipment and programs they've got. You know, and if they were real news people, they'd say, hey, this has all been masked. You know, you either tell us the truth and give us the truth or not. And like I say, the whole of the drive thing's just weird. This is crazy. You see, you don't see it when you're watching it just at normal speed on your. You just don't see these things. You have to break it down, saturate it, you know, change the colours, and then these things appear, like in the shadows of the film, which you don't see when it's running at normal speed. I'm very upset, to be honest. I think that this, you know, for the Watts family, they didn't want any of this to come out. What is all this? Or maybe they'd be horrified. Or what is all this? The whole thing is so badly put together. There's just so many mistakes and so many things. Like, what is this? You know, we're supposed to trust the police? He's definitely not putting a red can in the truck. We've got a Lego boy, and we've got like a Knight of the Round Table, jousting knight standing in there. We've got a blurry Chris Watts. Why show us all this? Why show us all this? Anyway, I'm nearly at the end of the footage now. A bit sort of disgusted really that a news station would put this on and not say anything, or not look after us, or, you know, maybe they're the ones that have edited it. Anyway, I just find it very strange. Maybe people just don't look, but what, a news station putting this out? You know, specifically this bit, without saying anything? Well, the whole footage can't be trusted. But I mean, what are we looking at? Why are they showing us this? Anyway, I'm coming to the end of my footage that I've recorded. Very sorry what I'm showing you, and thank you for watching. And what do you make of all this? Leave the comments below.